Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to One Hub Stadium in Brisbane, and the first broadcast of the year here on Bandits.tv. With Paul Gonzalez, I'm Eric Bramer. We have a double dip of baseball action for you, wrapping up round two between the Bandits and Geelong-Korea. Bandits took the first two games of this series last night, an extra inning affair. 4 runs in the bottom of the 10th inning led Brisbane to an 8-7 victory. You might notice a few things different about today's broadcast. We are dubbing over the Korean production. GK has great coverage going back to their homeland, and since they have all the cameras here, we thought we'd just talk over it, and hopefully we can bring this game to you with a quality that you are accustomed to. Gon's a good time for the Bandits to come home after going 0-4 in round one at Adelaide 2 nights ago. A convincing win last night, a little bit more anxiety. They trailed late, including in extra innings, but they came away with a victory, and that's exactly the type of momentum that you'd like to see when the team plays in their home ballpark. Oh,
absolutely. Anytime you go on the road, and it was a tough series in Adelaide, and I think this ball club's better than what they showed opening series, and they showed their character last night. 4 in the 10th, and that was a big 4 runs in the 10th inning after conceding the 3, but this shows the heart and the depth and the character of this ball club.
Tim Atherton gets the start today. Atherton went 5 innings in his inaugural ABL start a week ago at Adelaide, allowing only 1 run on 1 hit. He struck out 8, but he walked 5 batters, and that's not what we typically see from the reliable Tim Atherton. The success has always been there, but I think today he'll be looking to find the strike zone a bit more consistently.
Well, I think the thing we know about Atho is that he just gets stronger as the season progresses. One big difference is his spring training was unique. It was at the Premier 12 where he was dynamic against Team USA in that ball game. So if he pitches to that caliber, it's going to be a tough season for a lot of the opposing hitters.
Atherton, a 5 1/3 inning start against Team USA in a win that will be talked about for years to come. 1 hit, no runs for the righty, silencing a pretty good stateside lineup.
Not bad. I tell you what, when we look at what Team USA put on the field, it's probably more projections of the future of MLB. A lot of talent in that ball club, but just shows how tight David was able to put that ball club together to compete to that level.
Quickly, here's the lineup for Geelong-Korea. They're 3-3, managed by Australian great Graham Lloyd. Leading off at shortstop, Bae Ji-hwan. Batting second and playing second, Kim Joo-hyung. Batting third in center field, Hong Chang-ki. The cleanup hitter and left fielder is Hur-il. Batting fifth at third base, Baek Seung-hyun. Batting sixth at DH, Go Sung-min. Batting seventh at first base is Song Woo-hyun. Batting eighth at catcher, Ju Sung-won. And batting ninth in right field, Chu Jae-hyun. GK in round one came away with their first series win in franchise history. Last year, in their inaugural season, some growing pains, but the consensus around the league seems to be that this is a much improved team. First pitch from Tim Atherton is a strike at 2:33 local time. First pitch temperature of 31 degrees Celsius. Wind per usual blowing out to right field from north-northeast. Hitter-friendly conditions already at Holloway Field, and during the daytime we can see the ball fly. Fouled back to the screen, the count quickly. 0-2 to Bae Ji-hwan.
Yeah, I agree with you. This club is really restructured. You see a different dynamic, and obviously starts with the top at the leadership with Graham Lloyd taking on the job as a manager this year. So I got a chance to catch up with Lloydie at breakfast, and like I said, he's really excited about the opportunity. He likes the dynamics of this young club, and it's just about getting that chemistry right, particularly with the language barrier as well.
They had a 2-run single in the 10th inning last night. He takes a called strike 3. Opening strikeout on the curveball for Tim Atherton. 1 up, 1 down. Yet another punch-out for the Brisbane righty.
Well, that's where Atherton gets tough. If he can get command, and we get a chance to see it on the replay right here, that big 12-6, if he can start snapping that early, he's very tough because really uses a high-elevation fastball and then drops that big curveball down for strike 3. So it looks like he's going to be tough today.
To use the parlance of the times, that's tunneling. That's the new buzzword in pitching. If you keep the fastball and the breaking ball on the same plane out of the hand, it's tougher to pick it up. Here's Kim Joo-hyung, the second baseman. Nothing but strikes so far from Tim Atherton. Kim last year played for the Kiwoom Heroes in the KBO. Leadoff hitter Bae, who we just saw, is actually in the minor league system of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Played in the South Atlantic League for Greensboro in 2019. Atherton from the wind. At the knees, and the count quickly 0-2.
And I think that's what we're seeing early. And we talk about the dynamics. A lot of these athletes got a chance to go and compete in Japan and Korea as well. as well as Taiwan. So it was a fairly big tour. So they're in good form, and now it's just about readjusting to the ABL.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the mitt of the catcher Battaglia. 2 strikeouts to begin the afternoon for Tim Atherton.
One thing you mentioned in 7-inning ballgame, once again, we talk about the elevation. And like I said, he's probably anywhere from 91, tops out at 93, but very, very consistent and stays strong throughout the ballgame. Allows David to go deep in this ballgame, considering he's 7. If it gives him 5, 6, it's a bonus, and then he doesn't have to really utilize much of the bullpen, and it gives him enough for game 2.
Here's Hong Chang-Ki, the center fielder. On the outer half, a called strike. This is impressive to see. Atherton, again, accustomed to being a strike thrower, walked 5 batters in round 1, but he has been pumping strikes so far. Hong played for the LG Twins in the KBO this past season. Slapped foul, 0-2. Last year, Geelong-Korea literally held open tryouts to populate their team in their inaugural season. This year, you see many more players who have recent KBO experience.
And that does help. And, I mean, we got a chance to see in the Premier 12, Australia opened up with Korea, and they had their superstars from the KBO. And I tell you what, a very, very tough side. And now get a chance to see some of the athletes here.
There's a ball. 1-2. If you're Atherton, you don't mind throwing a chase pitch because he has had command of the strike zone so far. Chopped on the ground, right side, deep in the hole and through. Mitch Nielsen over there almost flagged it down, moving to his left, but it's a 2-out single for Hong Chang-Ki, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Hur Il.
The positive I see from Atho, one, working ahead, working quick, and really his efficiencies are low. Right here you see even good breaking ball right there, and a really good job of the hitter to stay on that baseball. That shows his experience in the KBO to find that hole. Mitch Nielsen unable to come up with it. But like I said, I like what Atherton's doing, working ahead and working very quick.
Joining Nielsen on the infield, Martinez at first, Wade at short, Dutton at third. Ryan Battaglia catching Atherton for game 1 of this doubleheader. Hoover takes fastball on the outer half for a strike.
Command looks really solid for Atho today. Usually you see him, he kind of builds to this position, but right now, first pitch strikes are high percentage right now.
Colwell, Campbell, and Van Can left to right across the outfield. Nate Van Can making his Bandits debut today. Slow breaker, and Hoover was way out in front, 0-2.
I like that. Everything out of the hand looked exactly like the fastball. And you talked about the tunnel right there, but just taking velo off that breaking ball and showing 2 different variations in speed.
Healthy lead for Hong at first. 0-2, just missed, held by Battaglia to no avail. Gavin Carson calling balls and strikes, Paul Latta the ump at first, and Mal Mackay at third. For these Saturday doubleheaders at One Hub Stadium, the crowd will typically grow over the course of the afternoon. Most fans have found some shade as we have another warm day in Brisbane. Fastball up and away. 7-inning game getting started just after 2:30, and then we expect to have the full 9-inning game starting around 6 o'clock at the earliest. 2-2 pitch. Hoover takes a cold third strike. 3 strikeouts and a scoreless first for Tim Atherton, and the Bandits are coming to bat.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
We'll all be.
Thank you,
Archer! Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
Scoreless going to the bottom of the first at One Hub Stadium in Brisbane. Bandits sending up a different-looking lineup for Game 3 of Round 2 against Park Joo-hong, the lefty for Geelong-Korea. For the Bandits, it'll be Andrew Campbell leading off in center field, Logan Wade batting second and playing at shortstop, batting third in left field Tim Caldwell. The cleanup hitter and second baseman is Mitch Nielsen, batting fifth at DH Mike Margema, batting sixth at third base Wade Dutton, batting seventh at first base Jeremy Martinez, batting eighth at catcher Ryan Battaglia, and batting ninth in right field Nate Van Can, making his ABL debut. Park Joo-hong got the win in round 1 against Sydney. He went 6 innings, allowing 11 hits and 6 runs, but only 2 of those runs were earned. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. Standard pitch selection for Park. Fastball, breaking ball, and a changeup. Had a chance to talk to the Geelong-Korea coaching staff through a translator this morning, and apparently they call Park Little Ryu, like Hyunjin Ryu, the Dodgers starter. He looks facially similar, same body type, and he wears uniform number 99.
So obviously he takes it as a hero, and I'll tell you what, he had a dynamic year last year for the Dodgers as well.
Andrew Campbell takes low ball 1. With a lefty on the mound, Donald Lutz and David Sutherland begin this game on the bench. Campbell pops up. Foul territory first base side. Over for a look is Song, and it's out of play. Song at first, Kim at second, Baek at third, and Bae at short for Geelong-Korea. Hoor, Hong, and Chu left right across the outfield. And Ju Sung-won making his season debut behind the plate at catcher. Campbell stares at a breaking ball that starts in but finds the inside corner, 1-2.
He got a little bit of zone up in the zone. Atherton got away with a breaking ball in the first inning too. So you see it, good like break right there. So Soupy reads it as hot, but looks like it just come across the zone. So good call by the umpire.
Chopped on the ground towards second. Second hop to Kim. The throw to first. Campbell retired. That'll bring in Logan Wade. Campbell and Wade have been at the top of the Bandits order for many years now. Campbell 4 for 21 now to start the 2019-20 season. Wade 4 for 24, but 2 of those hits have been doubles. Wade gets turned around to the right side. Switch hitter awaits the first. Just missing low and maybe a little bit inside.
A little bit different year this year. Talk about big series. Logan had a monster series in Premier 12, particularly in that game against Canada, where that big hit allowed him to go to the second round of the Premier 12.
Wade fights it off foul, 1-1. Logan missed the first half of the last ABL season. Bandits had a bit of a slow start, and you can attribute at least some of that to the fact that their shortstop wasn't available to play until round 6.
And the plus is when he did come back in, he came in on fire, and then that was big for the Bandits, particularly with that push in the back half.
Breaking ball down and in. TJ Bennett filled in admirably at shortstop, and then when Wade got healthy, Bennett moved to third base. TJ, the son of Bandits pitching coach Jim Bennett, is not with Brisbane this year. Retired at the end of his American season, and now wants to become a coach himself. Liner right up the middle and into center field. Base hit almost took the cap off of Park, and Wade is aboard with a sharp, very sharp single.
I tell you what, that's the old Chuck and Duck, so luckily he got out of the way, but that ball was absolutely scorched up the middle, and just good job of staying through the baseball, not trying to do too much.
Here's Tim Colwell, American import, in his first Bandit season. Let's take another look.
Wow.
Whoa!
I tell you what, that's a matter of inches right there, so luckily got under it, and hence why sometimes we need the L screen.
Colwell so far 5 for 27. It's good for a 185 batting average. Hitless so far in this round as he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Last night, robbed a couple times, hit a hard line drive that was caught by the pitcher Kim In-byum in the third inning. Fly out to deep right in the ninth. Speed is a big part of Colwell's game. Here's a high drive in the air. Shallow right center, in on the hands a bit. Hong, the center fielder, in to make the catch for out number 2.
And that's the thing, it's particularly for the import players. It's adjusting to the league, adjusting to the clubhouse, but adjusting to pitching. But that'll be the same for all the players, particularly against the Korean side, because a lot of new arms, not a lot of repeat, whereas at least when you play some of the local clubs, had a chance to at least see what opposing pitchers have that coming at you.
Midge Nielsen's been the hottest bat for the Bandits thus far. Even 500 batting average, 11 for 22. Switch hitter takes low ball 1. Down to their final out in Adelaide. Mitch hit a go-ahead 3-run homer. It was all for naught. Giants came back in the bottom half. Here's a high fly in the air right center. Ballpark will hold it. Wind pushes it out to the right fielder, Chu. Wade's single is left aboard. One complete in Brisbane. It's scoreless between the Bandits and GK on Bandits.tv.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. Get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there. And you get to do the sign-off.
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
Welcome back to Brisbane. On to the top of the second inning. Scoreless between the Kerang Cove Brisbane Bandits and Geelong-Korea. With Paul Gonzalez, I'm Eric Bramer. Not quite a full Bandits.tv production today. We are taking the Korean feed that is beamed back to all the Geelong-Korea fans in their homeland. Really a nice arrangement for the ABL. This is now the second season of Geelong-Korea. Good to have that coverage and the continued commerce between those two nations. Always helps to have a competitive product, and Geelong-Korea figures to be a much better team in their second season.
Oh, absolutely. And I think what people need to understand, too, which is so unique, is the reach. This broadcast is now going to millions as opposed to hundreds of thousands in the domestic market, and our numbers are on parity with some of the bigger codes in Australia. So really acknowledge the ABL and acknowledge the partnership with Korea and all the streaming teams for putting out a good product this year.
Baek Seung-hyun, the third baseman, takes low ball 1 from Tim Atherton. Atherton struck out 3 batters, working around a 2-out single in a scoreless first inning. In on the hands, 2-0. Baek last year played with the LG Twins in the KBO. Last night, a pinch hit double in the 9th inning, but then he was caught stealing third. Momentum shifter that led to the game going to extras. 2-1 the count.
I did notice a lot of that. There was a lot of aggressive base running, particularly with one out and a man on second base and running into the second out at third, which is definitely a no-no. But this shows how aggressive these players are.
Happened in the 8th inning 2 nights ago.
As well.
And in the 9th inning last night. In fact, Geelong-Korea made 2 outs on the bases in the 9th inning. 2-2 the count.
They may have their stop sign and their green light mixed up. But a credit to the catchers as well, come up under big pressure right there and made perfect throws for those 3 outs as well.
Ryan Battaglia and Jeremy Martinez figure to get the bulk of the catching duties this year. Called strike 3. All 4 outs have come via the strikeout for Tim Atherton in his 2nd start of the season.
Once again, we talked about Atherton, his consistency, and get a chance to see the location right here. And that's pinpoint right there. That's a good pitch. And even if he tried to put that in play, I don't think he does much with it. It shows where Atherton is this early in the season, and that's a good sign for the Bandits.
Designated hitter Go Sung Min batting in the 6th hole, up next for Geelong-Korea. Swing and a miss. Foul tip.
Tell you what, that's getting it up there right there, because you right now I've seen every first pitch has been fastball, so you'd have to say as a hitter in this slot you'd be geared at fastball, and that ball's in the mitt before you even got the bat across the zone.
Go lifts a high fly in the air to deep center. Doesn't take much. Campbell on the warning track. At the wall, it's gone. Solo home run for Go Sung Min, and Geelong-Korea goes up 1-0 in the 2nd. Shallowest center field in the ABL. This is the first visit for Geelong-Korea to this ballpark, and they haven't been able to take too much advantage of the favorable dimensions here, but that one got up in the wind channel and just kept going.
And you look at location up in the zone, and really good job of staying through the baseball. So did he bait him on first pitch by swinging late and get a chance to get a second pitch fastball? And he did exactly what a good hitter does on a mistake, and he drives it to center field. And we got a 1-0 ball game here in the 2nd.
3rd home run of the series for Geelong-Korea, 1 so far in each game. Song Woo Hyun takes ball 1. Six lefties, only 3 righties in the starting 9 for Geelong-Korea against the righty Tim Atherton. Another elevated fastball. This misses wide, 2-0. Tim not quite as sharp in inning number 2 as he was in the 1st. All a matter of finding the strike zone and seeing what Gavin Carson is going to give him. There's the outside edge, 2-1.
Good 2-0 pitch right there. And not just being smart, little two-seamer on the outer half. So better come into the plate hitting 125, but it's still early in the season, and still guys are trying to make adjustments to each other.
At the knees, and it's 2-2. A lot of called strikes, and Geelong-Korea learning with Atherton how far is too far off the plate.
And I think that's what you got to do as a hitter, and you get a chance to see the location. So where that ball crosses, and see right there, right on the outer half, good location. I think the batter thought there was 2 strikes in that count.
Another fly ball in the air, this one to left center. Caldwell underneath it makes the catch, 2 down. Not a bad strategy for a visiting team to just try and get the ball in the air and see what happens here. I think we've seen Geelong-Korea all series try and do that with varying levels of success.
It'll be to see what happens in the second time around if Atherton mixes up his locations or he starts guys off with off-speed pitches. But at this stage, a lot of first pitch fastballs down in the zone.
Ju Sung-won, the catcher. Not much of a book on him. Low ball 1. And before Atherton threw his first pitch of the game, we talked about how he likes to be up in the zone. This is a dangerous place to do that, even if you know what you're throwing.
Absolutely. Anytime you make mistakes up, particularly at this ballpark, and we did say early in the broadcast, wind is blowing out to right center. So, and we know on hot days the ball does carry well here.
With 2 games to cover today, albeit one of which is only 7 innings. Keep an eye on the pitch count as well for Atherton. About to throw his 30th of the afternoon. Travis Blackley scheduled to get the start in game 2. Chopped foul down the third baseline. Walking into the ballpark today, heard a couple people mention the threat of some weather coming in, but skies are clear for now. Baseball aside, I think this region would welcome some precipitation coming down.
Ooh, good pitch.
Just a little bit high. About half the Bandits defenders took a few steps off the field.
Yeah, look, the region could use a bit of rain, particularly in the farming land, and with all the bushfires this year, a bit of rain would be a blessing. So how about a couple of winds and some rain for the fans?
Can pour as much as they want tomorrow. 2-2. Swing and a miss. High fastball got him. A pair of strikeouts bookend the second for Tim Atherton, but Go Sung-min gets Geelong-Korea on the board with a solo home run. 1-0 to the bottom half on Bandits.tv.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. Can't you hear the sound of love and desire? Kiss me, baby, touch me. Kiss me, baby, love me.
Geelong-Korea leads Brisbane 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second inning at One Hub Stadium. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Bandits. Marjama, Dutton, and Martinez against Park Ju-hong, who worked around a line drive single from Logan Wade in the first that almost hit him in the head on its way back up the middle. Mike Marjama has been a revelation in his first week and a half with the Bandits. Long home run earlier in round 2. Gets the start at DH today after being the primary third baseman thus far. Big rip at the first pitch. He fouls it off.
He's a good acquisition this year. He'll give a bit of presence on the right side of the plate with Lutzy as well. So that'll be a really formidable combination. You still got the strength of Soup, Sutherland as well. So really good balanced lineup this year for the Bandits.
Close pitch taken for a ball, 1-1. 2-run homer in the first inning of last night's game. Also drew a bases-loaded walk to continue the eventual game-winning rally in the bottom of the 10th. Pitch left up, wow. Hit on a hop, and it gets by Bay, the shortstop, into left center field. First hop came right in the baseline. You wonder if that skipped up in a footprint, but even with a true hop, that's going to be a tough play to make for Bay.
This ball's absolutely scorched, and I tell you what, young shortstop had no other option but to really bail on it and try to just get leather on it in some capacity, because that's one you definitely don't want to wear in the teeth. But ball up in the zone and absolutely crushed it. Look at the shortstop right there saying, no chance, I'm getting in front of that one.
It's only the second inning. He can laugh about it. If he gets another one in the seventh, he might not have a smile on his face. Here's Wade Dutton getting the start at third base. Utility man for the Bandits has been all over the field already in 2019.
And that's what he brings. He brings a lot of hustle, and he brings the ability for David to put him in multiple positions, outfield, second base, shortstop, whatever. I think if David asked him to catch, he'd catch for him as well.
Walk-off sac fly to win last night's game in the 10th inning. That was after letting a ground ball eat him up in the top half, so a bit of a redemption arc for Wade, one of the longtime Bandits on this roster. Margema does have one stolen base through the first 6 games. On 2-0, Dutton didn't like what he got. Probably looking fastball there, and it wasn't in the location that he was hoping for. Dutton hacks foul, 2-2. First time we've seen the Bandits in the yellow alternate jerseys at home. Many different looks that we'll see from Brisbane in 2019. I think they've solidified themselves in the top tier of the uniform game in the ABL.
Yeah, no, they got a new range of caps this year as well, and proudly sporting bolted hard.
Liner out to center. Hong will have to play it on a hop. First and second, nobody out for the Bandits as Dutton laces a single up the middle.
That's a good job of hitting by Dutton. He in a 2-strike count right there. And this shows his patience and a veteran hitter right now. Not trying to do too much. See the ball location, middle away, stayed with the baseball, drives at the middle. Now we got first and second with nobody out here in the second.
Jeremy Martinez gets the start at first base today. A little positional versatility from the born and bred catcher. He's only 3 for 14, but he's hit the ball hard. 2 of the 3 hits have gone for extra bases. 1 went over the fence. Infield not expecting a bunt. David Nielsen not the bunting type of manager for the most part. Ball 1 misses. No sign of squaring from Martinez.
Well, I think David's philosophy, particularly in a small ballpark, is even a mishit can leave the ballpark. So he really lets the players play their game, and then he really starts to take command from 5th on when it becomes the business end of the game. But really allows these guys just to play their game and trust their game plan at the plate.
2-0, second straight batter that Park has fallen behind in that count. Martinez last night came on as a pinch hitter for Ryan Battaglia in the 7th inning. Drew a walk and then later singled in the 9th. Martinez early sends it into the Geelong-Korea dugout. Small dugouts here at One Hub Stadium, and the players spill out on the far side with folding chairs. They almost spilled again as that ball scattered them.
I think he might have got one of the players, so he seems to be limping, so hopefully he's okay.
Still a favorable count for Martinez. Middle in for a strike, 2-2.
Yeah, really good pitch right there, and exactly what you said, 2-1 count. And to have the ability to throw that breaking ball in hitting counts is imperative, particularly in the little ballpark. So just gives the hitters another thing to think about. So now they're 2-2, so he can look at potentially 2 variations coming from him.
Ryan Battaglia waits on deck. No strikeout so far for Park. 2-2. Martinez chases a breaking ball, and there's the first strikeout. It comes at a good time for Park, out number 1.
And once again, another good pitch, just different location. And once you show you can throw that breaking ball in hitting counts, and all of a sudden, as he does, he throws it out of the zone, so it's down, same pitch, and gets him to commit for out number 1. That's a big out for Geelong.
Ju Sung-won, the catcher, also kept that ball in front of him and kept both runners in place. Here's Battaglia. 1 for 12 to start this season. Catcher on the national team behind the plate for game 1. First pitch swinging a high fly in the air to right. Chu seems to have it measured. Staring into the high sky, he makes the catch. Tagging is Marjama. He goes to third, and he slides in safely. Aggressive base running, testing the arm of Chu. Runners at the corners. That's a dangerous decision to make, but Marjama, the veteran, able to discern he had enough time to get to third base.
Yeah, and he's had a chance to read these players. It's game 3, so you get a chance to see arm strength, but really good throw. You see balls hit hard to right field, and if we were able to advance the runner, that scores a run, but shows a good, strong throwing on by the right fielder. Just able to come underneath the tag, so puts first and third with 2 outs.
Marjama runs well. Mentioned that he already had a stolen base in this season. More speed than your average catcher. Here's Nate Van Can making his Bandits debut. In on the hands, first pitch fouled off. Van Can on the developmental roster for the Bandits. That means we'll see him primarily for home games unless he's taken on the road to take the place of someone else on the full-time roster. Van Can, born in September of 1998. Lays off on a breaking ball outside. One thing that we should mention on the topic of developmental players, Geelong-Korea actually has a couple Geelong natives who can play in their home games. Interesting to see this roster full of Korean guys and then a couple Australians in the mix. Van Can with a high pop-up back of third. Bank is there, sunglasses on, dancing with it, he makes the catch. Bandits begin the second with a pair of singles, but do not score. We head to the third in Brisbane. It's 1-0 Geelong-Korea on Bandits.tv.
Careful, out there, champ.
How good is this?
It is a beautiful day for baseball in Brisbane, and we are thrilled to be bringing you Bandits baseball once again. 2019-20 edition of the Bandits has begun the season 2-4, but the last 2 wins came in the last 2 games. And the 4-time defending ABL championship squad, I think, is going to be playing their best baseball at home. That is what good teams do. Last night with a walk-off win, hoping to come away with at least one in today's doubleheader. They trail 1-0 going to the top of the third inning.
No, I agree. I think the advantage that the Bandits tend to have here, and I remember as a player traveling to smaller ballparks, you actually try to do more than you need to. Bandits seem to work out that if you just stay within yourself, let the bat do the work, this ballpark will take care of itself. Right now, Korea comes in. I like what I see so far this year. Last year, completely different makeup. This is a very competitive side, and when you look at the balance between veteran and youth, it's a really good chemistry and balance for Graham Lloyd this year.
9-1-2 due up for Geelong-Korea, beginning with Chu Jae-hyun, the right fielder. Atherton with 5 strikeouts over the first 2 innings, but left 1 pitch up to Go Sung-min. It went over the center field fence for a solo home run. Ball 1 misses low to Chu. Chu played this past season with the Kawum Heroes of the KBO. 2-0 the count. When the Bandits played Geelong-Korea in round 10 last year, they didn't even have a playoff spot locked up. 2-0, lifted in the air, left center field. Deep to the gap, Campbell underneath it, just shy of the track. He makes the catch for out number 1.
Just right there, you got a chance to see that ball had a lot of carry. So it's a very tricky win because it really blows from left field across. So for the left fielder, center fielder Campbell made a lot of ground right there and able to come up with the easy catch in center.
Lineup turns over for Bei Ji Hwan, who struck out looking to begin the ball game. Bei, as we were able to mention after his at-bat, is in the Pittsburgh Pirates organization. Last year began the season on the suspended list, but ended up hitting .323 in 86 games for low-A Greensboro. Check swing. On appeal, he held up 1-0.
And that's tough. I tell you what, particularly when you first sign and you go into pro ball, but then to come from another country, making all the adjustments to the environment, and that's a big year. Anytime you're hitting 300, and talking about low-A ball, there's a lot of hard throwers with no real location, but you do get a lot of flamethrowers. So that's being able to square up the baseball, and he obviously did a good job last year.
Those are the Greensboro, North Carolina Grasshoppers. American minor league team names are always a good conversation starter. Here's the 2-0. At the knees for a strike. Getting back to last year's matchup between these two clubs, it came in Geelong. Final 4 games of the regular season, Bandits needed to win all 4 to clinch the Northeast Division in the first year of divisional play, and they did just that. Knee-high strike on the inside edge. It's 2-2. Game 1 was a real tone-setting victory for the Bandits. They got home runs from 8 different players in their lineup. And then in the regular season finale, with the division title on the line, Bandits turned a late triple play. Logan Wade hit a big 2-run homer, and the Bandits clinched in Geelong in enemy territory. Slapped foul, count remains 2-2.
That's right. You made that road trip, and you believe you called that game with Mr. Reynolds. So it was fun to watch back home, and I tell you what, it was a must-win series, and I believe even their manager, Koo, rolled it over a little bit, so that was...
Yeah. Koo Dae-sung, former major leaguer, was the coach in the inaugural season for GK and fouled off the catcher and the umpire as Bei hangs tough. Koo Dae-sung was the third base coach in the bottom of the 8th inning as we take another look at that foul. Didn't get the umpire, but it did get Battaglia off the helmet, glancing blow.
You see right there, Battaglia is pretty tough back there. He's been back there for a number of years, but just the courtesy of the umpire right there, just give him a little breather because he knows the impact off the bat, it's coming at quite a pace, so just give him a little bit of relief.
Another 2-2. Bei lifts high and deep but foul down the left field line. So Koo Dae-sung was the third base coach in the bottom of the 8th inning, and very dramatically, as we moved to the top of the 9th, took his bullpen jacket off and pitched to the Bandits in the top of the 9th inning. Put up a 0. I don't believe he struck anybody out, but in what was otherwise a disappointing season for Geelong-Korea, that was a highlight. Swing and a miss. Atherton finally gets Bei. Strikeout number 6 for the righty and out number 2 in the 3rd.
Good pitch right there by Atherton. Good at bat by the young hitter. He fought off a lot of tough fastballs and just able to throw that low, hard breaking ball. And you see bottom just drops out of that and able to lay off it. But that's just a veteran arm against a young hitter, but a good at bat by the young hitter from Korea.
Here's Kim Joo-hyung, the second baseman. Strikeout victim his first time up.
Well, the question will be, will Mr. Lloyd decide to roll it over in a pinch just to get that lefty out?
Called strike. 0-1 the count. Well, you need to declare your intentions by placing yourself on the roster before the round starts. We knew going into round 10 last year that Koo might enter a game because he placed himself on the active roster.
Well, we'll just have to keep our eye out for Mr. Lloyd.
Half swing on a high fastball, 0-2. Graham Lloyd, one of the more celebrated Australian baseball players. World champion twice over with the New York Yankees.
Twice over, represented Australia in 2004 and the silver medal team as well. So
former teammate of yours.
Former teammate, and a lot of credentials. And former Perth Heat player as well. So been around the traps, but just an all-around good gentleman of the game.
0-2, chopped on the ground, right side. Nielsen over. And that is a 1-2-3 third inning for Tim Atherton, his first of the day. Bandits hoping to get the bats going in this 7-inning ball game. We go to the bottom of the third on bandits.tv.
It's always been you.
It's always been us.
Welcome back to One Hub Stadium in Brisbane, where the Coran Cove Brisbane Bandits trail Geelong-Korea 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. With Paul Gonzalez, I'm Eric Bramer. As you can see, most of the fans here in attendance have wisely found the shade on this sweltering afternoon. First of 2 ball games between these 2 clubs today as we wrap up round 2 in the 10-round ABL season. Now, I'm an American. You're, I suppose, an Australian by now, though you were born and played an American baseball career. It still takes some getting used to that after today, the Bandits' 2019-20 season is already 20% done.
Yeah, it's difficult, and particularly from, like you said, from the U.S. perspective, because in a minor league season you play 152 games. So
140 now.
140
they made that
now.
change.
Oh,
Yeah.
so gosh, my workload was gonna have to. But yeah, look, but it's a fantastic work schedule for these athletes because there's plenty of recovery time for them, and then allows them to work and continue to develop their skills. And obviously the ultimate goal is either play for your country or to get to the big league level. And for some of these guys, it's new exposure to play in other markets, particularly Taiwan, KBO, or MPB.
Andrew Campbell at the top of the order will lead things off. He grounded to second his first time up, followed by Logan Wade and Tim Caldwell. Park Ju-hong worked out of a jam in the second, working around a pair of singles to begin the inning. Breaking ball fell out of his hands and wasn't even close. Very short backstop here. It rolled back to the catcher, Ju.
Be interesting now. Bandits have had at least one look at him, and it's his second time around. Normally, batters will get an opportunity to make their adjustments, and a lot of guys will talk internally after each at-bat to see if the Bandits can make the adjustments here in the third.
Home plate umpire Gavin Carson flinched at that high breaking ball, but decided it was up high. We'll see if he was right.
Probably more off the plate and a little bit up, so good job by Campbell laying off a tough pitch.
Ooh, high and tight, and the count is 3-1.
So not as sharp as he was in the first 2 innings, so let's see right now, he's making little adjustments, and can the Bandits capitalize? Last inning they got first and second with nobody out, weren't able to take advantage of the situation. Now we're into the third of a 7-inning ball game.
High drive, deep to right field. If it's fair, it's gone. It is gone! A solo home run for Andrew Campbell. And the Bandits have tied it 1-1 in the third. First of the year for Soupy. And a 3-1 count. Ends up over the right field wall. Park pays the price.
We talk about take advantage of second time around, and Soupy got into an advantage count, to 3-1 count. We look at the location, middle end to a big power hitter right there, and he absolutely drove the ball deep into right field, and now we've got a 1-1 ball game, so Bandits are now starting to make adjustments here in the third.
Logan Wade with a liner single up the middle his first time up. Swings at the first pitch and pops it foul towards first. Song over, and with room, he makes the catch. He knew exactly where that fence was. Not a whole lot of foul territory at any point at One Hub Stadium, but Song played that exactly as you teach it in the book.
Yeah, absolutely, right there. Really good job by the first baseman. Get a chance to see the look. The thing he does really well, he finds the fence. You see, he put a hand out right there. He finds the fence, gets himself positioned. So he wasn't feeling for it. He ran, found it, and a good job for out number one.
Here's Tim Colwell. Flied out to center his first time up, and he takes high ball one.
Now you see right there, once again, he looks like just overthrowing that breaking ball, so he's kind of lost the feel for it. So let's see if the Bandits can take advantage if he continues to fall behind in the count.
Colwell takes low, 2-0. The Outlaws, the Bandit supporter section, chanting the crickets at the GABA, as they do on most pitches in the dirt. The GABA, the nearby cricket facility in downtown Brisbane. Colwell appeared to be ready to swing if that was a pitch to his liking, but it wasn't. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, once again, good pitch right here. You see the location, hitting count, but able to just throw that ball just off the plate.
Colwell this past season played for the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks. Out in front, chopper towards first, low second hop to Song, and he flips to Park covering just in time to get the speedy Colwell out number two.
Once again, a good play by the first baseman, just staying with it. Good feed to the pitcher covering the base and out number two. So once again, he just made these adjustments. See right here, staying with the ball. Took a little tricky hop on him, and good feed by the pitcher covering for out number two.
Mitch Nielsen will bat next. He flied to right his first time up. The connection for Colwell to the Bandits. The pitching coach for Fargo-Moorhead this year, none other than Jim Bennett, the Bandits pitching coach. Fastball for a strike. That's the thing. When you're looking to bring over talented players, it helps to have people who can advocate on your behalf. And when you are the four-time defending champions, it doesn't take too much of a sell to get a player over here.
But the other thing is even a layer deeper, and I know when we had our partnership with the Rays, they actually personality profile athletes that would adjust to this environment. And by having Bennett there, he said this kind of kid would acclimate to this team culture. So not just talent, but it's acclimating to the culture of the organizations and the country as well.
Well, Tim Colwell is a Minnesotan, so you know he has good character.
You got Prince. You got
Bob Dylan.
And Kirby Puckett. We say no more. And Eric.
Yeah, and me. Happy to be lumped in with those guys.
Absolutely.
Well, Nielsen always selective at the plate. And here's another guy who was hurt to begin the last ABL season, and this time around making the most of his good health. The hope is that he and Logan Wade will be able to play the entire season, something they were unable to do last year. 2-2, well in front of the plate, and we'll hear more cricket taunts from the cheering section.
One thing I saw over the offseason, because I just kind of check social media and look at all the lot of activity with a lot of organizations. So I've seen what they've put on paper for the Blue Sox. They've got a really tough side this year. Adelaide came up strong first series. Geelong had a really good series opening up. Perth, once again, a tough product. Good pitch, good out. And obviously the Tuatara from New Zealand looks like they've loaded up, and they're going to be another tough side as well this year.
Nielsen strikes out to end the third, but Andrew Campbell begins the half inning with a long solo home run to even the score at 1 as we go to the fourth in Brisbane. You're watching Bandits.tv.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Yeah!
Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
We'll all be.
Thank you, Archer! Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
All square at 1 as we head to the top of the 4th inning at One Hub Stadium in Brisbane between the Bandits and Geelong-Korea. With Paul Gonzalez, I'm Eric Bramer. Thanks for joining us for the first Bandits.TV broadcast of the season. We'll have complete home game coverage for all 20 games, including one later tonight as we play a doubleheader. This is a Korean video broadcast that we are dubbing over as Geelong-Korea goes around the ABL in their second season. They're going to have every one of their games beamed back to Korea, where we are told that they have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of viewers every night.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. I know we looked at our numbers when we went and we played in Korea, and we had a massive spike that weekend. So tremendous following. And obviously, when you look at the talent they have on this roster this year, there'll be a lot of fans supporting, obviously, from LG Twins and just watching these players throughout the winter.
Part of the order due up, 3, 4, and 5, beginning with Hong Chang-ki, who singled his first time against Tim Atherton.
And when I mention winter, they're winter.
Yes, Northern Hemisphere up in Korea. Fouled off. Spins up against the netting and bounces back towards the third base coach. Interesting dynamic in the coaching staff. We've mentioned that Graham Lloyd, the Australian baseball great, is at the helm of this club. He has a Korean support staff, pitching coach, first base coach, third base coach. And there is a definite language barrier, but they make it work.
They make it work. And like I said, not through purpose. I ran into Lloydie at a little coffee shop. I had to pick up some gear before today's game, and he happened to be there. And just asked him that same question. He said, it's an adjustment. But he said, baseball's a common language. I was fortunate enough to play in a couple different countries and just learn to read body language and tone.
Hong takes a called third strike. 7th strikeout already for Tim Atherton through 3 1/3 innings.
But the hardest thing for him will be is an advantage that David would have is understanding your player personnel is, what guy, what situation. And Graham will have to feel that out throughout the year of who do I go to? Here's that pitch again. And once again, just painting the black and great location all day from Atherton.
Here's Hur Il, who struck out looking to end the first. Grounded sharply towards first, right at Martinez. He flips on to Atherton. Quickly 2 down in the 4th inning. And with this 7-inning game, if Tim can go through 5, through 6, maybe even into the 7th inning, that would help this team by Wade Dutton and Jeremy Martinez for the Bandits against Park Ju-hong. 4 hits for the Bandits, all of them well struck, 3 singles, and the game-tying solo home run from Andrew Campbell to lead off the 3rd. Marjama hit a line drive 1 hopper that ate up the shortstop Bay his first time up. Got as far as 3rd before he was stranded. Ball 1 misses.
We talked about it earlier in the piece. It's good to have him in the lineup, throughout the year, and it really balances this all fairly well, particularly with Lutzy on the left side of the plate and him on the right side. So it gets 2 veteran hitters with Major League experience, and it really just adds to the depth of this lineup.
Marjama, the opening day catcher for the Seattle Mariners a couple years ago. Caught King Felix. Felix Hernandez, the longtime Mariners ace.
I was very fortunate in the offseason. I was in Seattle for a few days and got a chance to go to Mariners Ballpark, and it is absolutely gorgeous ballpark.
It was when it opened 20 years ago, and it's just as beautiful now.
Absolutely. First time I ever had crab meat fries. So they put crab meat on hot chips or fries, and absolutely amazing.
4-pitch walk begins the fourth to Marjama. There was a 3-ball count that saw Campbell lift his home run over the right field wall to begin the third. Second straight time that Marjama has started an inning by making his way on base. Wade Dutton with a single his first time up will bat next. Now, when I think of crab dip and stuff, I would think of that as being an Eastern Coast delicacy. Maryland, for instance, is famous for their crab cakes and crab dip.
I was in the Cape Cod League, so they love their. Seattle, they've got the seafood market famous in Seattle, and actually the original Starbucks was out of Seattle as well.
5 straight balls to begin the inning for Park Ju-hong, and the Outlaws aren't going to let him forget it. Fastball up, the count 2-0. Ball 6, the Outlaws chant.
If anybody has never seen the YouTube video, pitcher's asking right there. So there's a college team in Texas A&M, and there's a video where, unfortunately, one of my alumni brothers from TCU was pitching in A&M, and I think he got up to ball 8 or 9 before he finally threw a strike. And then once they throw a strike, they applaud him. So just adding a little bit of pressure and dynamics to the young pitcher.
The chance will continue until Park throws one in the zone. After the mound conference, here's the 2-0. There's a strike. Cries of anguish from the Outlaw supporters section as they now have to figure out something else to chant. Dutton, more than maybe any other right-handed hitter in this Bandits order, has a swing tailored to hit it to the opposite field. With the wind blowing out that way and another hitter's count, we'll see what he can do on 3-1.
I just did a quick search. So A&M heckled the kid where he had 11 balls, and that was from Mississippi State.
Almost kneecapped Dutton, but with him crowding the plate, it still found the zone. The count runs full. Let's see if this was a strike.
Yeah, good location right there. Catcher didn't move his glove, just on that inner half, so he's been very, very consistent all day.
Payoff pitch to Dutton. Fly ball in the air, deep towards center. Hong going back with room. Now a few steps in, he makes the catch. Marjama bluffs a tag, but retreats towards first. Dutton got his pitch, and I think had his swing on 3-2. He just got underneath it a little bit.
Yeah, just missed it. Probably just off the end of the bat right there. But one thing I liked, I did see runner was moving in that situation. So David was being aggressive, 3-2 count, getting the runner to move and just create a little bit of motion in the infield.
Jeremy Martinez struck out swinging his first time up, one of 2 strikeouts so far for Park. There's Graham Lloyd, managing the GK squad. He has been very accommodating to us and me in particular, and trying to help us do some first pitch swinging. Ground ball through the hole on the right side. Martinez aboard. Marjama checks into second.
Good job of hitting right there. And that's just staying within yourself, not trying to do too much. And with the runner being held on first base, you really open up the hole on the right side of the field, and is able to shoot a single to right. Now puts first and second, and Bandits have a threat.
Here's Ryan Battaglia. Flied out to deep right field his first time up. You can see a wide open right side of the infield with the right-handed hitting Martinez at the plate. Anyway, Graham Lloyd knows that there is another step of research involved to get information on his players, many of them coming from the foreign leagues, and he knows that the more that we can publicize his team, the better for everyone involved.
Well, the positive with Lloyd, he played in the biggest market in America, playing for the Yankees, so I think it comes with par with the course, particularly in the bigger markets. And like I said, he's probably one of the most genuine gentlemen of the game, and great to have him on the field.
Opportunity for Battaglia to give the Bandits their first lead of the ball game. Early, and that looked like a cricket swing.
That's a 4 at the GABA.
You'd know better than I.
We had Chris Lynn out here from the Brisbane Heat. He's probably the most prominent power hitter in cricket, and he absolutely loves his baseball. So it was great to catch up with Lenny yesterday, and he just got back from a 10-over event in Dubai.
1-1 from Park. Battaglia with a high fly deep down the left field line, but it turns foul and goes well out of play.
And that's where sport's evolving. And I know there's discussions, and it's happening in Korea as well, where there's discussions of 17 ball games. They're talking about that at international level. They're talking about potentially in minor league levels as well. So sport as a whole is evolving, and cricket's really at the forefront. 10-over event in Dubai. I think Lenny said they're going to 100 over in the UK as well.
1-2 pitch. Battaglia with a fly ball into left. Ballpark will hold it. Hoor is there. He makes the catch. And Marjama goes halfway before retreating. Good throw in from Hoor. And the Bandits once again are in danger of squandering a leadoff base runner.
And I'll ask you a question because I know it's more prominent in the U.S. and I think it's happening in some independent leagues. And I know you're not in. They're talking about the remote umpires as well behind the plate. So I know they had some glitches. You see the glitches, but overall, what's the feedback in the U.S.? Does it have legs?
I think there are a great number of people who support the idea in the abstract, but they want to see it in practical use.
Correct.
So in that sense, I think they're doing it exactly the right way. Started off in the independent leagues, work out the kinks, and maybe we'll see it more frequently down the road. Here's Nate Van Can.
Well, you look at the evolution of Hawkeye in tennis. It's an absolute game changer, and it shows, particularly at the speeds, how imperative it is and how the athletes can use it to their advantage or potentially disadvantage as well.
Major League Baseball and Minor League Baseball are switching from the TrackMan system to Hawkeye starting next year. Bounce in the dirt, nice stop by Ju. And those laser camera-oriented tracking systems are already installed in many ballparks. It's a matter of using them to influence the home plate umpire's decision-making as we take another look at that block on the pitch in the dirt.
Yeah, really good job. He's done a brilliant job behind the plate. He had a couple of tough balls in the dirt and just able to keep them in front.
Van Can tried to hold back. Took a mighty rip on an upstairs breaking ball, but couldn't connect.
And I don't mind that. My theory, as far as if it's spinning, it's up, have a hack, because basically it's there to be driven. So good pitch right there. He's been throwing a lot of 2-0 breaking balls, so if he was sitting on it, it's a good approach.
Marjama takes off for third. There's not a throw. The pitch is a strike, and the count is 2-2. I was just about to say that Marjama should be able to score from second because he's a good base runner. Saw that there was no attention paid to him with lefty on the mound, and he just broke for third.
That opens up some opportunities right here. So it is a 2-2 count. Got the runner held on first base now, so that does really open up that hole on the right side with the left-handed hitter at the plate.
Second stolen base for Marjama. Nate Van Can looking for his first ABL hit. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball got him. Bandits leave runners on the corners in a scoreless fourth inning. On to the fifth in this 7-inning contest. It's tied 1-1 on Bandits.tv.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. Can't you hear the sound of love and desire?
We head to the top of the 5th inning at One Hub Stadium in Brisbane, tied 1-1 between the Bandits and Geelong-Korea. With Paul Gonzalez, I'm Eric Bramer. Both runs today have scored on solo home runs. Go Sung-min's second inning home run gave Geelong-Korea a brief 1-0 lead. Bandits tied it up in the 3rd on Andrew Campbell's drive down the right field line. It'll be Go leading things off for Geelong-Korea, followed by Song Woo-hyun and Ju Sung-won against Tim Atherton. Atherton has allowed only 2 hits, one of which was the go home run. He struck out 7, and he has not walked a batter, a start after allowing 5 free passes at Adelaide.
What you and I both know, I mean, in particular from last year, success at this ballpark is working ahead. Both pitchers done an outstanding job. Conceding only 1 run when you look at very hitter-favorable conditions, both teams have to take their hats off. Ooh.
Check swing foul into the Geelong-Korea dugout. In between the dugout and the on-deck batter, I believe everyone's okay, but we can't see from up here.
Yeah, I think he's okay, but it was a matter of inches. So the on-deck hitter was just actually loading up and getting the donut on the bat and avoided that liner in the dugout.
That's Song Woo-hyun. And again, very intimate playing conditions here at One Hub Stadium. Up high, the count evens.
But just going back, and you and I were talking about it, is both pitchers done a really good job. Even when they've gotten in trouble, they've managed to get themselves out by going to their secondary pitches and getting the big out.
At the knees for a strike, 1-2.
So very interesting. So the sport is evolving. We talked about that, and particularly with sports science. And I was not even aware that Hawkeye now is going to take over because I know they had a lot of success with TrackMan. But I did go to a sports science workshop and... Ooh.
Another called strike 3, the 8th strikeout of the afternoon for Tim Atherton. He has found something that works with that slow breaking ball. That is more than a show-me pitch for Tim, but he's used it more today than he is accustomed to using.
Yeah, and you look at it, it's a different pitch than we've always seen before. He's thrown a power breaking ball in the past, but now he's almost giving you a second look with the pitch that he gets over, and then he can go to that power breaking ball when he needs to and get you to commit and chase out of the zone.
Of the 8 strikeouts, only 3 have been swinging. Here's Song Woo-hyun. Called strike, and it's 0-1. Atherton stares in. Breaking ball just misses wide. We mentioned the 7-inning game, and we're playing a 7-inning game here today because it's a doubleheader. But the Auckland Tuatara, for television reasons, are going to be playing 7-inning games all the time. That was a condition of their big over-the-air TV deal, fastball up.
Yeah, I know there was, I don't follow a lot of the social tracking, a lot of pros and cons, but we did talk about game is evolving, and the reality is I think it's a good move. It allows them to tap into feeds in New Zealand, as far as coming in, and I think internationally we're seeing changes. Traditionally, we'd never see the extra innings with the international tie-breaking rule. I think it adds a new dynamic to the game as well. How coaches have to manage. So like I said, sport as a whole is a big commercial product as well. It's about sports entertainment as well, and then making sure that we keep the everyday fan interested as well.
Auckland entered the league with Geelong-Korea last year. They move into a new purpose-built ballpark here in their second season. Purpose-built might not be the most accurate term, but it's another sport venue that has been retrofitted to accommodate baseball.
And being in that arena, I think it's particularly in Australia. And
swing and a miss. Breaking ball got him. Strikeout number 9 for Tim Atherton. 2 down on the 5th.
That's a really good pitch. Particularly in Australia, too, when you've got limited green space and we're looking at purpose-built facilities, the new strategies are now is co-shares, is find ways to utilize the venues to maximize opportunity. And so being able to retrofit the rugby union field and now into a baseball field. That organization's done a good job, obviously working with New Zealand and the government. And I think they've got a fantastic product to show for as well.
Bandits will travel to Auckland in the final regular season series, round 10. Ripped into right center field, charging fast and sliding is Campbell. He picks it up, and the base umpire says that's a catch. Jew robbed of a base hit by Andrew Campbell in right center field. And as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning, it's still tied 1-1 between the Bandits and Geelong-Korea on Bandits.tv.
Careful, out there, champ.
How good is this?
On to the bottom of the fifth inning at One Hub Stadium in Brisbane. The Coran Cove Brisbane Bandits are tied with Geelong-Korea at 1 in Game 1 of today's doubleheader to wrap up round 2. With Australian silver medalist Paul Gonzalez, I'm Eric Bramer. It'll be the top of the order due up for the Bandits in the fifth inning. Campbell, Wade, and Colwell against Park Ju-Hong. I don't know if anyone expected a pitcher's duel today, but when you look at the pitchers on the mound, I suppose it's conceivable that this could happen even with the wind blowing out and the shallow outfield fences.
Well,
Park with 4 innings and Atherton with 5, only solo home runs allowed by each of them.
Yeah, I agree, but you know what's interesting, because normally when you look at Game 3 of a series, guys have had maybe up to 7 at-bats going into this series, so allows them to make adjustments. This shows how tough both these pitchers have been in Game 3, because guys have got a chance to lock in, that they understand the conditions, and I think it's just been a fantastic pitching duel between two good pitchers.
Andrew Campbell 1 for 2, hit a 3-1 pitch over the wall in right in the third inning for his first home run of the year. Just missing for ball 1. Jew, the catcher, held it. Maybe too aggressive of a frame job there. Sometimes umpires don't like that.
I did see Soupy just nod to the umpire if that ball was up, and so he gave him the green light, so it looked like just the ball was a little out of the zone.
Campbell with a hard ground ball. Diving stop by Song, but he knocks it into foul territory into the camera well. And the base umpire says that that's a dead ball. Campbell will go to second base. That is, I suppose, the textbook definition of a ground rule double. There are 2 camera wells that are not dug out of the warning track. They're just little protective barriers down each line in foul territory, and that is what is discussed when lineup cards are exchanged. Here's Graham Lloyd looking for an explanation. Anytime a ball goes into an area that is considered to be out of play, it is, with the ground rule, a 2-base hit.
And you've got camera wells in both sides, as well as the other factor that comes in is your small dugout. So you can see where each dugout also has a line in it to identify dead ball zone as well. So if a ball does trickle into that area, it goes into the dead ball zone territory as well.
What many call a ground rule double, something bouncing over the fence, is actually an automatic double in the baseball rule book, but we don't want to get too pedantic. That is a ground rule double. Something that is discussed beforehand as a quirk of this very quirky ballpark.
Now, this is where the Bandits would talk about business end, 7-inning ball game. Now you've got your number 2 hitter at the plate, opportunity potentially to advance. Does he allow him to swing the bat, try to drive the ball the right side, or does he try to lay one down?
Wade 1 for 2 with a single in the first. No sign of a bunt on that first pitch.
No, not at all. And that's where, like, David likes to play the aggressive style, particularly by knowing these hitters. And you've also got a left-handed hitter on deck, so put a lot of pressure on the lefty, even if you advance him to try to drive him in lefty on lefty.
Wade laces it to left center field. That is past the center fielder, Hong. Campbell held up, but he'll get the wave anyway. Wade into second with an RBI double, and the Bandits take a 2-1 lead. Almost a great running catch by Hong in center field, but that ball had so much juice on it, it scooted by him. And Wade trades places with Campbell, back-to-back doubles to start the 5th inning.
Yeah, good effort by the center fielder. He covered a lot of ground, just not able to come up with it. But once again, good at bat by Logan Wade. Drive the ball in that gap, and Soupy Campbell scores easily, now making it 2-1.
Here's Tim Colwell, 0 for 2 today. Fly to center and a grounder towards first.
Right here in this at bat, if you can just get him to roll over to the right side, what he's done, allowed to advance the runner, and that brings the hot-hitting Nielsen to the plate. So good aggressive swing right there. So right now his approach is trying to drive the ball to the right side of the field to advance the runner to allow Mitch Nielsen to come up with one man on third and one out.
And I think some people get the wrong idea when you talk about the objective here. You're not giving up an out. You want him to hit the ball hard. You just want him to hit the ball hard on the right side.
Right side, exactly right.
He makes contact, and he sends it on the ground towards second. Wade thought that the catcher, or the pitcher rather, Park, might make the play, so he's frozen at second. Colwell is retired.
And that's a tough read right there. With the lefty falling, because he's going to fall to the third base side, it's going to be a tough backhand play. So even if that ball's hit soft, the golden rule is anything hit to the left or you break. I think he got a bad read there. Now it's frozen on third, so that'll bring Mitch to the plate, but you've got righty, and two formidable hitters coming to the plate with Matt on second.
Nielsen 0 for 2, a fly to right and a strikeout. Mitch Nielsen, first pitch swinging, lines it above the bullpen, foul down the right field line. No action in the Brisbane pen. Atherton threw 5 solid innings. 6 more outs to get, with the Bandits now looking to protect their first lead of the ballgame. Just low or inside. It hit the target of the catcher, Jew. Count evens 1-1. Wade runs well at second. Matt Roxborough this year is the third base coach for the Bandits. Taken up high. 2-1. If you're in it for the long haul tonight after this game, we'll step off the air for a bit. And right around 6 o'clock, we'll come back for game 2 of the doubleheader. That'll be a full 9-inning game. Second baseman Kim tasked with keeping Wade close. Breaking ball misses, and the count is 3-1. First base is open. Mike Margema, who's reached base twice already today, waits on deck. I wonder if this might have something to do with the catcher, Jew, who was on the receiving end of a lot of the discussion.
Sometimes it's a courtesy question. It's how far is he missing those pitches off the plate. Just get clarity with the umpire. So it's a professional courtesy of saying, I don't actually think that's a strike. And then just plants a little seed without actually arguing balls and strikes.
Wade at second, Nielsen at first. 1 run already in for Brisbane to take a 2-1 lead in the 5th. Margema, active on the first pitch, sends it foul beyond the camera well down the first base line. Park might be ending his outing here in the 5th inning. He hopes to complete the frame. Margema again with a healthy rip at a hittable pitch. He fouls it off. The count is 0-2.
one thing you see, and that's the difference when we talk about veteran-type hitters played in the big leagues. You put them in hitting counts or in situations where they have a chance to drive runners on. You see how they lock in. So, once again, I think he's going to be a brilliant addition to this lineup this year and have a pretty good year, particularly in this ballpark.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Park got Marjama to chase. That's the 4th strikeout. It comes at a good time. It's out number 2, and that'll leave it to Wade Dutton.
Yeah, good pitch, good location, just elevated fastball and got him to chase it out of the zone, and that's a big out for Geelong, and bring another tough hitter to the plate with 2 outs.
Dutton is 1 for 2 with a line drive single in the 2nd inning. Flied out to center in the 4th. Bandits have left 5 runners on through the first 4 innings. Chance to add to their lead here with last night's walk-off hero at the plate. Ball 1 misses outside. Park checks on Wade. And the pitch to Dutton pulls the string. Count evens 1-1.
Once again, he's really, after that mound visit, it looks like he's locked in. He's just been able to go to the next gear. With the exception of the few mistakes he's made, he's been solid today.
The pitch to Dutton. Line to right center. That's down for a base hit. Rounding third and coming home is Wade. The throw from the cut is missed. It's an RBI single for Wade Dutton. And the Bandits take a 3-1 lead.
That's a great job of hitting once again by Dutton. He had a couple of quality at-bats, and anytime you can drive in a runner with 2 outs in late in the ball game, that's big-time hitting. So he came up with a big opportunity last night for the win, and once again comes up here in the 5th to make it 3-1.
It's the first 2-out hit of the game for Brisbane. Nielsen went first to third, so there are runners at the corners now for Jeremy Martinez, who's 1 for 2 with a single his last time up.
Just having a look and see if there's any action in the bullpen. I can't.
Good luck.
Can't see anything from our angle, but like I said, he's pitched a fantastic ball game. Just a few mistakes, and anytime guys get hits with 2 outs, it's a credit to the batters, and it's getting a big swing right there.
Park has no qualms about going upstairs. It's where he got the Marjama strikeout, and it's where he gets strike 1 to Martinez. Park ready. Same pitch this time. Martinez lays off. The count evens. Nielsen with a very short lead at third. With not much room behind home plate, it would take a ricochet or a great jump to score on a wild pitch. Martinez sends a high fly in the air to left. Hour is there, a few steps in, fighting the sun. He makes the catch. That does it for the Bandits in the 5th, but they add a pair to take their first lead. It's 3-1 going to the 6th on Bandits.tv. Brisbane Bandits hold a 3-1 lead over Geelong-Korea as we head to the top of the 6th inning in Game 1 of a twin bill at One Hub Stadium in Brisbane. It'll be 9-1-2 due up for GK against Tim Atherton, who has pitched valiantly all day, allowing only 2 hits and 1 run while striking out 9. And now he gets a chance to pitch with a little bit of a cushion. You don't expect him to change his mindset or his approach at all, but it's nice to know that it's not just a 1-run lead, it's a 2-run lead thanks to that 2-out Wade Dutton RBI single.
No, good job by the hitters, and we talked about 2-out RBIs, and Bandit took advantage of an opportunity with the ball that went into the, it was just in the camera well area, and advanced runner to second base, and came up with a big hit by Logan Wade, and then big 2-out RBI by Wade. So Atherton will now pitch with the lead. We did talk about it's a 7-inning ball game, so he's really 6 outs away, but he's still got a lot of work against his tough lineup.
Bandits have used their closer Ryan Searle in each of the last 2 nights. 2 1/3 laborious innings combined last night. Had some trouble in the top of the 10th inning, so if possible, they'd like to hold him out for at least Game 1 today, maybe save him for the nightcap if there's a save situation. Chu Jae-hyun, the right fielder, flied out to center his first time up. Lineup will roll over after that with Bae and Kim due up. Ball 1 misses. Pitch count is about where you'd like it to be for Tim Atherton. That was pitch number 63. If you rack up 9 strikeouts over 5 innings, you'd expect the pitch count to be much higher than that. But Atherton has been pretty efficient. 2-0 now to the 9th place hitter, something that he has not been in a position to do very frequently.
And this is what we haven't seen. We haven't seen him fall behind much today. So now he's got that lead. It's about coming back in, finding command of that strike zone, and putting pressure on this offense.
Chu rips a line drive base hit into center field. Bobbled in the gap by Campbell. Big turnaround first, but Chu knows the score and knows the situation. He gets back, and he will be content with a single.
Yeah, good job of hitting right there. Hitting count, got a fastball, stayed through the ball really well into center field. Soupy knocked it down, but comes up with a strong arm. He's got a plus arm for a center fielder, able to freeze the speedy runner at first. So
you know what's coming there on 2-0.
Yeah, and that's what I like. You see him just staying through the baseball, not trying to do too much. A lot of guys will try to get big. Good job by Soup just to keep the ball in front, spin around, and make a strong throw to second.
Leadoff man Bae Ji-hwan is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts so far today. GK a swing away from tying the game. First pitch fouled off. Atherton was the starting pitcher in the ABL clinching game last year. Bandits gave him an early lead against Perth, and though he allowed a couple solo home runs, he went 8 strong innings and was as responsible as anyone for the Bandits becoming 4-peat champions. Fouled off the front shin. That'll hurt for a while. The count is 0-2.
They never feel good, but good breaking ball right there, and just got the young hitter out in front. And see that right there, just
back shin.
A little bit of back shin. That's a little bit new, but it bounced, so that would have softened it up a little bit. So he'll be all right.
And with the way Bae and so many other Korean ball players swing, there was no load bearing on that back leg at that point in the swing. That probably helps a little bit.
You haven't seen the traditional magic cold spray, but that didn't break out. But so he's obviously all right.
0-2. Grounded back to Atherton. Slings it to second. No tag there. The throw to first. And everybody's safe. Atherton firing sidearmed off the side of the mound. Had a little bit more time than he imagined, and as a result, GK has a pair of base runners to begin the 6th inning.
Yeah, just a gesture to Atherton right there. So really good job of fielding the ball. A sharp shot. He had a little bit more time. He tried to, a la Jeter, and pulled Logan off the bag, who tried to fire and get the speedy runner, but now all of a sudden what looked like 2 ball turns out to be first and second with nobody out here in the 6th.
Don't want to get too far into the thought process of Atherton without really knowing why he did what he did, but with a lefty at the plate, that is the shortstop's job to cover the base. Looked like he was almost throwing it towards the second baseman Nielsen when he released the ball.
Well, I think he just didn't set. He threw off balance, and I saw him acknowledge to Logan, that's my fault. So you'll see Atherton now go to another gear now because he now knows he's got to try to induce a ground ball.
Here's Kim Joo-hyung, 0 for 2. High fly in the air, right center field, going back, Van Can, and it's off the wall. In the ballpark, Chu will be held at third, and the bases will be loaded. Chu lost sight of that ball, and it was, to his credit, retrieved quickly by Van Can. Could have been a lot worse. The Bandits will face a bases-loaded situation with their lead now hanging by a thread, and the third-place hitter for Geelong-Korea due up next.
You see the pitch right there. He drives the ball well to right field, and that's off the right field wall. Van Ken tries to make a play, but comes up. Unfortunately, the runner at second didn't read the ball well off the bat, so he was in a tag position, hence why he hasn't scored. So keeps a double play in order, but the big threat at the plate now with bases loaded, nobody out.
For the first time today, we see some stirring in the Bandits' bullpen. No one throwing yet. Hong Chang-ki is 1 for 2 today with a single in the first and a strikeout in the fourth. Swings the first pitch. He doinks one to shallow left field. That'll fall for a base hit. It'll score 2. Bay will hold up at third. It's a one-run ball game. The first 4 batters have reached in the top of the 6th inning.
And that quickly, all of a sudden, we look at cruising through the inning, and all of a sudden now it's a 3-2 ball game in the 6th, and we still have bases loaded, nobody out. And that'll bring out Jim Bennett to have a chat with his starter.
Cleanup hitter Hur Il is due up next. I think you can make the argument that the Bandits should have turned a double play on that ground ball off the bat of Bae Ji Hwan. Instead of getting 2 outs, they didn't get any. And GK is doing what competitive teams do. They're taking advantage of a mistake.
And that's it. And the Bandits got the same thing. They had a mistake. They took advantage of it, and Korea's come back here in the 6th, and they've maximized their opportunity. So Atherton's now got to settle in. Good timeout by the Bandits. Coach Jim Bennett came out just to have a quick chat. Basically, keep him settled. You're still up 3-2 in the 6th with 1 inning left in this ball game.
Bases loaded, nobody out. First pitch strike to Hur Il. And Hur didn't like the call. It'll be little consolation to Atherton, but if they've scored that play the way I expect them to next door, that'll be an unearned run for Atherton on his own throwing error.
Right now, defense is playing double play depth in the middle. Corners are third baseman's playing in, so he'll look at direction it takes him. Something hit right at him, he can go to home, and they can go to first for a double play. But if it pulls into his left, he'll go up the middle and turn 2, and that'll tie a ball game.
Hoover chases the count 0-2. We've got a bullpen catcher, but still nobody throwing for Brisbane. With the pitch count still in the low 70s for Atherton, it looks like they're going to sink or swim with their starter. Atherton with 9 strikeouts already. This would be a great time for number 10. Fought off foul by Hur. The strikeout pitch has been the breaking ball for Tim. This is now the 3rd trip through the order, however, and the GK hitters have a little bit of a better idea what to look for. Bay at 3rd, Kim at 2nd, Hong at 1st. Atherton's pitch just off the corner, and the count is 1-2. Atherton has gotten that call before today, but that doesn't mean it was a strike. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Hur strikes out. It's the 10th of the game for Atherton and a huge first out in the 6th inning. The bases remain loaded.
Tell you what, good pitch by Atherton right there. And we talk about pressure situation. Now we go righty on righty. We still have bases loaded, so defense will go into a double play depth. Their job's hopefully if they get the ground ball from Atherton to turn 2 and get out of the inning. Still a lot of pressure on the Bandits.
Baek Seung-hyun, the 3rd baseman, is 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and a fly to right. Fly to right was robbery by Nate Van Kant, making a catch right at the wall. Bake fouls straight back. That was a good swing on the first pitch offering.
A good pitch right there. Just got away with one. Probably a little not where Atherton wanted, and the guy just took a good swing right there. But still got to stay tough. You know, with 3-2 ball game, pitch count is still fairly low at 75 pitches, but a lot of pressure on the defense in Atherton at the moment.
Go Sung Min, who hit a solo homer off of Atherton in the second inning, waits on deck. Bake flinches, and so too does home plate umpire Gavin Carson. But it didn't find the zone, a ball and a strike. Inning began with a single for Chu Jae-hyun, the ninth place hitter, on a 2-0 pitch. Bae Ji-hwan hit what could have been a ground ball double play back to the pitcher Atherton, but his throw to second was off target. 1-1 pitch. There's a strike, 1-2.
Good pitch right there. And this showed him that breaking ball in the outer half and then paints him on the inner half. So Atherton's got a lot of command up there, so he knows what he wants to do, and he's just executing location now.
Atherton got Hoor a batter ago on a curveball in the dirt. It was his 10th strikeout of the game. The 1-2. Another one. Strikeout number 11 on the exact same pitch. 2 down with the bases still loaded and the lead, for now, still intact.
Once again, another tough pitch. If we get a chance to see this replay, really setting him up well because he pushed a hard pitch on the inner half and then able to throw that hard breaking ball down out of the zone. Got him to commit. Now 2 outs here in the 6th with bases still loaded.
Here's Go Sung Min, the designated hitter, 1 for 2 with a solo home run, just scraping over the wall in center field back in the second inning. It gave GK a brief 1-0 lead. Atherton's first. Fastball for a strike.
And once again, still location's been outstanding all day today. Just getting ahead early with that pitch just off the plate. So once again, working ahead in the count and getting guys to chase balls out of the zone when he gets ahead.
Atherton's 0-1. Fouled at the plate, and it's 0-2. You remarked that during the Hoor at-bat, the infield was playing back as the Korean broadcast feed gives us another look at the second inning home run for Go. But the Bandits were conceding the tying run if Hoor or Bake had just put the ball in play. They were unable to do so, and now a 2-strike count to Go Sung Min. The 0-2 pitch from Atherton to Go. Check swing, and he went around. 3 consecutive strikeouts and 12 in total over 6 great innings from Tim Atherton. GK leaves the bases full. They score 1, but the Bandits still lead it 3-2 going to the bottom of the 6th inning.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. Get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there, and you get to do the sign-off.
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
Once again, we are going down to the wire in Brisbane. 3-2 Bandits on top of Geelong-Korea, going to the bottom of the sixth in this 7-inning game. Game 1 of 2 played to wrap up the second round of the 1920 ABL season. Bandits led in a run, but Tim Atherton held strong, straining the bases full by striking out 3 consecutive batters in the top half of the 6th inning. It's a 1-run lead. The Bandits hope to add to their total before they look to get the final 3 outs in the top of the 7th inning. No action in the Bandits' pen. Atherton's pitch count is good enough where he will, it appears, get a chance to at least start the top of the 7th inning and maybe go for the complete game. Battaglia, Van Can, and Campbell 8-9-1 for Brisbane against Park Ju-hong. First pitch swinging, Battaglia with a high drive deep to left field. It is gone! First pitch of the inning, Battaglia with his first home run of the season. And the Bandits get that run back. They now lead it 4-2. Second home run of the game for Brisbane after the Campbell solo shot to lead off the third. And if you can criticize one thing as we take another look at that drive off the bat of Battaglia, Park has not started innings very well.
Tell you what, he got a pitch, and he did exactly what a big right-hand hitter does. He absolutely crushed that baseball. And that's a big run. You talk about Geelong came back last inning. They had a big threat with base loaded, nobody out. After they were able to get 3 punchies in a row, but for your catcher to come up and lead off home run right there, making it 4-2. You have a 7-inning ball game. That's a big run for the Bandits here in the 6th.
Pinch hitter, not an ordinary pinch hitter either. Jacob Nielsen is batting for Nate Van Can, taking his first plate appearance of the season, and a long journey back to health for Jacob Nielsen, who takes low ball 1. Jacob did not play last year as he dealt with some health issues. Breaking ball, inner corner for a strike.
Tell you what, just look at him now. He looks in good shape, you know, and I know he went through a lot of adversity, and the family's gone through a lot, but he's family and he have persevered well, and all signs are very positive.
Van Can had gone 0 for 2. Nielsen fouls off at the plate. Van Can had played right field and had played a pretty good right field in his ABL debut. We'll see if Nielsen goes out there or if he is replaced by someone else for the top of the 7th inning.
Well, I see a couple of guys getting loose, so good pitch right there, good location. I see Sutherland looks like he's getting his legs loose, so they may look at a couple defensive switches. Here's a pitch and here's a location right there, just down in the strike zone, tough to lay off. But David looks like if he goes to Sutherland at first, you have a chance to reshuffle. Logan could go, Wade Dutton could go into right, and then all of a sudden just shift everybody around a little bit for the 7th inning.
Andrew Campbell is 2 for 3 as he takes a strike. Solo home run in the 3rd, and then a leadoff double in the 5th. That glanced off the glove of the first baseman Song, went into the camera well. Swing and a miss. Getting back to Park, he retired Campbell to begin the home half of the 1st inning, but since then, every leadoff batter has either reached base or circled the bases. Both of the home runs for Brisbane in today's ball game have started an inning. 0-2 fouled straight back.
His pitching style will favor him in Geelong. Big ballpark. Ball does carry well, but a lot more real estate. And when I look at the makeup of this ball club, good speed in the outfield with good arms and very solid defensively in the infield. So when I look at the rotation in the bullpen, they're tough.
Bounced in the dirt. On 0-2, that may have been the intention for Park. Park's line right now, 5 strikeouts. He's walked 2 batters. On the hook for the loss here if the offense can't come back in the top of the 7th inning. Another pitch misses in the dirt low and away. Once again, we will have game 2 of the doubleheader. Same means of watching this game will take you to the nightcap. It'll start at 6 o'clock local time. This is low, and Campbell fights back from down 0-2 to take a couple pitches and work a walk. And no, that was ball 3. I thought so, but usually you trust the players to know better than yourself. Campbell sheepishly walks back, and he'll have a 3-2 count as he retrieves his bat from the bat boy.
It's always a tough one then when one of your best mates is on deck and gives you a little bit in your ear on the way.
You might want to extend his strike zone a little bit too. Park ready. Here's the payoff pitch. There's ball 4. And a tip of the cap for Campbell to his dugout, I'm sure receiving some grief from his teammates. That'll bring in Logan Wade. The GK dugout communicating using hand signals to their bullpen. Again, out of our view, we don't know if they're warming anyone up.
You'd imagine they would. You've got a lefty on deck, so they probably would have the opportunity to go lefty-lefty if there is a threat.
Wade delivered the go-ahead RBI double his last time up. He's 2 for 3. Campbell runs well with a lefty on the mound. They'll keep a close eye on him. Wade just early sends a hot ground ball foul towards third. '99th pitch coming up for Park Ju-hong. Bounced in the dirt, something we've seen with increasing frequency as the game has gone along.
Yeah, and good job by the catchers all day. Last night I was actually in the corporate areas, and Trade Investment Queensland was in attendance, and they were very, you had a chance to see the block, and Trade Investment Queensland was in, and they actually had a very strong Korean following, so there was probably another 200-300 Korean fans that actually were supporting Geelong, so a great match between two good sides, and I think overall the fans went home excited and happy.
Park's pitch, missing outside. Yeah, the GK fans were making some noise last night, especially when Geelong took a 3-run lead in the top half of the 10th inning. I think that would be a pretty safe lead, but with the international rules, the Bandits began the bottom half with a tying run at the plate. They took advantage of a couple infield errors and eventually came away with a walk-off victory. Runner goes, pitch left up, and Wade sends it straight back.
Another thing that's happening today in between the double hitters is the Australian Baseball League, or Baseball Australia, will be hosting a Baseball Fives event.
Yeah,
showcasing. And if you haven't had a chance to look at it, go into YouTube, go into Baseball Fives. It's a modified version of baseball, basically with a handball. It's a single ball, modified dimensions, but a fantastic new addition as the sport evolves into a new format.
Count runs full to Wade with Colwell on deck. They've got it set up at the Little League field down the first base line. It's a variation on baseball with similar rules that is supposed to be played with fewer people and tighter dimensions, right?
Tighter dimensions and no bat. Use your hand as the actual bat.
Chopped towards third, and that is fair into the corner. Rounding second on his way to third is Campbell. He'll get the wave home. The relay comes late, and into third with an RBI triple is Logan Wade. His third hit of the ball game. The Bandits take a 5-2 lead.
Once again, another good at-bat by Logan Wade in a big situation. able to drive the ball in the left field corner, and he easily slides into third with a sliding triple. Chance to see just pulled down the line just past the third baseman. See, the third baseman's actually playing in front of the bag, which is odd looking, considering almost like he's anticipating a bunt. That allows the ball to get by him and score, now making it 5-2 here in the sixth.
Pitch count over the century mark for Park, and the pitching coach comes out to talk strategy and also perhaps kill a little time to allow the bullpen to get loose.
To heat up. Well, we'll go back to that, and if you get a chance to see it, Baseball Fives, it's evolving. It's backed by World Baseball Softball Confederation. It's global, and I think Australia is launching it this year, and it is very interesting. I think it'll adjust really well to schools as well as regional areas as well, but trying to see if we can adopt it as a mainstay, as a new way to participate within the sport.
I can see it being very popular in indoor PE classes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But really, it's wherever you can set up the diamond with the same rules as baseball.
Tim Colwell 0 for 3. Corners even. Middle infield playing back with one down. Ball scrambles loose, but Logan Wade has no interest in trying to run home. Colwell hit a fly out to center in the first. With Wade's speed at third, that should be enough to bring home another run. Missing low, and the count evens.
Look at his pitch count now. He's sitting at 105, so he's been asked to go a little bit deeper in this ball game, and that may be a tactic to save arms for game two. I'm just saying we're going to have to stretch you.
Colwell gets a pitch up and rips it out to right. It is caught. Going back to tag is Wade. He's still coming home. The throw comes home and safe. Jew blocked the plate but left a sliver open, and a feet-first slide from Wade brings home the Bandits' sixth run of the game. Throw came all the way home from Chu. It was a strong throw, but it was not cut off, and it was rolling by the time it got to Jew. Wade expected that ball to drop. It caught up, and Logan had to backtrack to tag and come home. He ultimately made the right call, though it was a very close play.
Yeah, it's a tough read. Ball had absolutely smoked to right field, and right fielder's got an absolute cannon for an arm, and bang, bang play. Good job of Logan Wade with his pop-up slide just to avoid the tag. But once again, Bandits come big here in the sixth.
Mitch Nielsen takes on the inside corner. Bases empty, 2 down. Nielsen 0 for 2 with a walk his last time up. Still no action in the Brisbane pen at this point. You hand the ball to Atherton, hope he gets the complete game, and you save your bullpen for game 2 of the doubleheader. Chopped foul, it's 0-2.
Well, the score line doesn't tell the true story. When we talk about in the fifth inning, we were still at 1-1. A chance to see that ball hit again in the replay. See, right field did a really good job getting behind the baseball. Makes it throw a few bounces right there. Here's the slide. Just able to get the toe on the plate.
Nielsen with a drive out to right center field, deep towards the gap, and it falls on the warning track. Nielsen rounds first, on his way to second. He's in with a stand-up double. As Park is left in this game to flail around with not much left in the tank, we're seeing him miss low because when he leaves pitches up, he just doesn't have the zip on the fastball to get it by these bats.
Yeah, and unfortunately right there, another pitch up in the zone. But it, like I said, doesn't reflect on the job he's done today. He's done a brilliant job for Geelong. Unfortunately, just late in the ball game, third and fourth time around for some of these guys, and they've made some good adjustments late in the ball game.
Mike Margema is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Turns away from a breaking ball inside. Some cloud cover for the first time in a while. Still mostly clear here in Brisbane. It's been windy all day, and you get the sense in the air that there might be something coming, but we'll take the clear skies as long as we can get it. 1-0 pitch, fouled off. In the top of the 7th inning, it'll be the bottom third of the Geelong-Korea order. Tim Atherton has done his job and then some, 12 strikeouts over 6 innings. He bent but did not break in the 6th. Here's a high fly ball deep into left center field. Going back is Herr at the warning track, at the wall, it's gone! Mike Marjama with a 2-run blast. It's a 5-run 6th inning, and the Bandits break it open. Marjama's second 2-run blast in as many nights. It's 8-2.
Once again, we talk about here's the pitch, here's the location, and right now we just talk about probably just out of gas, but just Geelong probably having to go with him longer than they would like to, particularly with the game 2 being a 9-inning ball game. So obviously looking at this strategically, saying I need you to go as deep as you can so we can have more arms in the bullpen for game 2.
Wade Dutton 2 for 3. RBI single his last time up. Breaking ball misses inside. And Park with a long look towards his dugout. Even the true competitors can sense when they don't have anything left. Park is taking one for the team here. This inning began in a 1-run game. The clear turning point in this game is when Atherton faced a bases-loaded no-out situation in the 6th inning and struck out 3 batters to preserve the 1-run lead. Dutton swinging for the fences, comes up empty.
I'm looking at the bullpen, seeing if there's any action now with a 6-run lead. It doesn't seem anybody's up or getting hot, so obviously David will go with Atherton, try to finish this ball game.
Dutton barrels it up, sending it right to center field. Hong is there and he makes the catch. That ends a very successful 6th inning for the Bandits. They hit 2 home runs from Battaglia and Marjama, and they score 5 times to open it up to 8-2. Bandits have 3 outs to get, and Tim Atherton will go out and get them after this on Bandits.tv.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. Can't you hear the sound of love and desire?
Tim Atherton has fanned 12 batters over 6 innings today, and with a 5-run bottom of the 6th inning, he has some breathing room to try and complete this game and send the Bandits to their 3rd consecutive victory here in Brisbane. 8-2 our score. Defensive change for the Bandits. Donald Lutz takes over in right field for Jacob Nielsen, who in turn had pinch hit for Nate Van Can in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bottom third of the order due up for Geelong-Korea, Song, Ju, and Chu. Geelong-Korea had their best opportunity to take command of this game in the 6th inning. Took advantage of an Atherton error to load the bases. Bases loaded single from Hong Chang-Ki. brought them to within a run at 3-2. Then Atherton struck out the next 3 batters to preserve the Bandits' lead. Song Woo-hyun, the first baseman, is 0 for 2. He takes a fastball up and away. One more time. We are about an hour and 20 minutes away from the first pitch of Game 2, at least the scheduled first pitch. 6 o'clock local time is when we will play our full 9-inning game to wrap up this doubleheader and round 2.
And I'll be amiss for that. I'm actually attending a Q Sports Awards dinner where the Bandits have been nominated for Team of the Year and David Nielsen as Manager of the Year, and that's for all of Q Sports, Queensland Sports. So Rugby League, AFL.
Chopper up the middle, out of the reach of Wade. It's a leadoff single for Song Woo-hyun. Well, it's an honor just to be nominated, but good luck.
Yeah, look, I think 4 in a row and 4 national titles in a row. Be tough to beat, but you never know. Anything can happen in sport.
With everything that this team and David Nielsen, as the leader of this team, endured last year on their way to their 4th consecutive championship, I can't imagine there would be anyone more qualified. Good to see baseball recognized on a state level as the profile of the sport continues to grow. Here's Ju Sung-won. Strike. Atherton's pitch count still at 86. Shows you just how dominant he has been with 12 strikeouts and only 2 runs allowed, one of which we believe will be unearned.
See frustration from both arms right there, but he has been very consistent on the high strike. He hasn't really conceded on that. So, but you know, when a pitcher's work this hard, both pitchers have worked extremely hard today. You want those borderline pitches. You think you've earned them, particularly when you've held both teams to 1 runs up until 5 or 6 innings. So that's just where you see the body language coming from both pitchers here in the 7th.
Foul tip, it's 1-2. Compounded with the heartbreaking extra inning loss last night. Have to imagine this is a very frustrating 24 hours for Geelong-Korea.
Well, it would be, and you think about both. You look at the 2 sides. Korea had a really good start against the Blue Sox with, I think, 3 out of 4.
There's a strikeout, the 13th of the game for Tim Atherton, out number 1 in the top of the 7th inning.
Once again, another big strikeout for Atherton here, and nothing bigger than what he had in the 6th when he had the 3 punch-out to get out. But look at his location right here, just off the plate.
That's a pitch you get when you already have 12 strikeouts
Absolutely.
today, and you've proven that you can hit your targets.
And when you look at what he's done in his career, not just for the ABL, but also for Team Australia, you tend to earn a little bit off the plate at times as well.
Chu Jae-hyun is 1 for 2, takes a strike. He started the 6th inning with a single on a 2-0 pitch and came around to score on Hong Chang-Ki's RBI single.
There was a story Dingo told me once. He was in the big leagues. I think Clemens was on the mound. I couldn't remember which umpire it was, but it was a veteran umpire, and Clemens would throw one half a ball off the plate and call strike, and you'd just say, "It's a Hall of Fame strike there, kid. It's a Hall of Fame strike."
Probably Eric Gregg.
Probably.
0-2 quickly to Chu Jae-hyun.
And it's the game within the game. It's the inner sanctum that not all fans are aware of. But there's a lot of chatter out there.
Chopped foul. Chu hangs tough. Atherton in line for his first win of the ABL season. Received a no decision despite a strong effort in round 1 at Adelaide. The righty sets and another 0-2. Grounded towards first. Second hop into the chest of Martinez. Atherton covers to make the play and record the out. Song goes to second, but Geelong-Korea is down to their final out. Lineup turns over for Bei Ji-hwan.
Chance to see the replay. Good job right there, just by staying with it. And there was no panic right there. Good feed to Atherton, and that's out number 2. So man on second base, 2 outs. The Bandits are still leading 8-2. So see how Atherton goes out, this tough left-handed hitter.
Bei struck out his first 2 times up, then hit a comebacker to Atherton in the 6th inning that could have been a double play, but Atherton's throw to second was off target. Bei got as far as third base before he was stranded. First pitch is a strike. And Bei, if you remember, went only from second to third on Hong's RBI single to the wall in right center field. So even before those 3 strikeouts, Geelong-Korea missed out on an opportunity. With good base running, he should probably score on that play.
Yeah, and those are the little line items, you're right. And all of a sudden now you've got second and third and you know, some different types of pressure. But to Atherton's credit, you know, he conceded on the ground ball, a little errant throw to Logan. He acknowledged that, but then once again, as very typical Atherton, he goes to the next level, gets 3 punch-outs in a row and gets himself out of a jam. So that's what good leadership does, and he's one of the leaders of this ball club, if not the leader.
Wind is really picking up. We've been told there's a system south of us, and we hope it stays down there. 1-1. Grounded off of Atherton. It falls into the infield, picked up by Wade. It'll be an infield single for Bei Ji-hwan, and the game will continue. Atherton looks into his dugout, says, "I'm fine," even if he's not. That's what you expect Tim Atherton to say. And he'll try and tough it out and get one more out before he goes into the ice bath.
Yeah, there's not many tougher. And like I said, Ball just took a little tricky hop on him and unable to come up with it, just off the wrist. And he's frustrated in that situation. He wants to finish this ball game and finish strong. So right now he'll regroup, as he's doing right now, go into his routine, try to close this ball game out here in the 7th.
Kim Joo-hyung, 1 for 3 with a single his last time up. First pitch is a strike.
Oof, right there, probably a no-no right there. Just better right there, showing a little bit of frustration on the ball, the outer half. And
he's still barking about it.
Yeah.
Kicking at the dirt, pounding on the dirt on the far side of the plate. It's not going to help his case for this pitch. Swings, high fly in the air, deep right center field. Campbell going back at the warning track, and it's gone. A 3-run home run for Kim Joo-hyung. Geelong-Korea still alive. It's a 3-run ball game at 8-5. How big were those runs that the Bandits put up in the bottom half of the 6th inning against a tiring Park Joo-hong?
And that's what we talk about, this the change of the dynamics of this ball club. A lot of strong hitters. Good job of hitting right there. Just stay through the baseball, drives it into right center field. Now we've got an 8-5 ball game, so still plenty of baseball left here with 2 outs.
In most ballparks, that is not a home run, but this is not most ballparks, and the Bandits benefit from it just as much as anyone else. Atherton ready to pitch, but time was called at home plate as Hong Chang-ki steps in. Hong is 2 for 3 with an RBI single his last time up. That was the drive to right center field that drove in only 1 run. First pitch, letter high strike. Still no action in the Bandits' pen. Next pitch will be number 100 for the righty Tim Atherton. Swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2.
Well, good pitch right there, and see where he's gone to another gear, and that's just right now, that's a bit of just that frustration of giving up that hit and now wanting to close this ball game out, and just the competitor he is. So now he's got an 0-2 count here with 2 outs in the 7th.
The 0-2 pitch from Atherton to Hong. Called strike 3. 14 strikeouts in a complete game for Tim Atherton, and the Bandits win their 3rd straight over Geelong-Korea by a score of 8-5. Parting shots for the Geelong-Korea players as the umpires leave the field. The left fielder, Hur Il, who struck out in the 6th inning, has been ejected from this ball game, and we will now see if that has any bearing on Game 2 of the doubleheader. It's a sideshow as the Bandits have handshakes and high fives on the field. Brisbane, after losing the first 4 of this season, have come home to take the first 3 against GK. One more time, your final score, the Bandits 8, Geelong-Korea 5. For Paul Gonzalez, this is Eric Bramer saying goodbye for now. But we will be back in about an hour's time at 6 o'clock local time for Game 2 of our doubleheader. That will be a full 9-inning game with Park Jong-moo on the mound for Geelong-Korea and Travis Blackley on the mound for Brisbane. Again, we'll be back in just a little over an hour on Bandits.tv.